So the boys' high school division about ready to get underway as we move into some of the high school portion of this meet. Also in the final stages of the men's javelin competition. 3 throws remaining over there. We'll try to sneak in a couple of those throws right now as Mark Anthony Minicello is currently in 3rd overall, and you see him on the runway here. Curtis Thompson in 2nd, and Strawn of Nebraska is currently the leader as we call the athletes to the mark on the track, and this high school boys 3200 is underway. And you know, if we just had somebody on the broadcast who knew something about Iowa high school athletics, it would be just a perfect stroke of luck here. So checking in, is Mike settled into his broadcast position?
Gotcha, Paul. Can you hear me?
I can, Mike. Mike Mahon, who's a, I'd like to consider you a legendary figure. Do you consider yourself a legendary figure?
Don't know about that. I'm still trying to fool him.
Well, fool him you do so well. You know, communications director for so many years, and part of this group that really supports Iowa high school athletics. Not only the track and field season, but all seasons and all sports. And pleasure to have you here. And just put us into context here. What does it mean for these high schoolers to be on the Blue Oval this week when they can watch some of their collegiate heroes, obviously watch some of their Olympic heroes? It's really just a celebration of the sport, but an inspirational one for these kids.
Yeah, it's really the unofficial state championships, Paul, because you have 4 classes in Iowa high school, boys and girls, and they're all merged together for this, so you really have a true state champion when you have these races here. The state championships will be held a month from now. As I mentioned, 4 classes, and it's 3 days of sellout crowds, and we have a tremendous field here in this 3200 featuring the defending champion who set a meet record a year ago, Jaden Merrick from Cedar Rapids of 8:55.14.
So we'll keep an eye on this race. That was Strawn of Nebraska wrapping up his day in the men's javelin competition as he will win. Just seeing if he extended his lead through 265 feet 9 inches back in round 2. Does not improve on that in round 6, but he wins the men's javelin throw competition. So we'll get back now to the focus of attention of this boys 3,200 meter high school championship race at the Drake Relays. And as Mike mentioned, Jaden Merrick there in the lead position, coming through 800 meters in 2:12.27. Ethan Zuber is in 2nd. Keaton Decker of Iowa City Liberty, just a sophomore there, running in 3rd.
Zuber is headed to Missouri next year. He was 2nd in this meet behind your defending champion Merrick there. 2-time state cross-country champ from Ankeny.
So behind Merrick and Zuber and Decker is John Mollers of Marshalltown and Quentin Nauman of Epworth Western. And then Preston Johnson.
Quentin, you're going to be seeing a lot of Quentin Nauman starting in 2026. Paul, he's already committed to Oregon.
Oh, I'll see a lot of them then.
He won the Drake Relays 800, so he's going to try to defend his title in that race on Saturday.
5 laps remain here for Jaden Merrick. Do most of these kids, are they entered in multiple events? Is this something where you come in and try to see how you stack up against fields at different distances?
Yeah, 5 years ago, the Drake Relays Committee initiated a Blue Oval standard where a certain qualifying mark, and if you achieve that, you're an automatic qualifier. And you have several athletes that will be doubling up in the 1600 on Saturday. You're also going to see them in the relays. You have a lot of good 3,200 runners who are actually good 800 runners as well. So a lot of versatility. You take a track program like University of Northern Iowa, they do an excellent job at recruiting kids from small towns in Iowa, and they might be a 1,600 meter runner in high school, and yet they'll come back, run the 800, run a 400 leg for the Panthers 4x4. So a lot of versatility, and right now it looks like we're starting to see a little separation here.
Yeah, Merrick leading this group of, 6 high school boys here in the front. Merrick, Zuber, Decker, Mollers. 1, 2, 3, and 4 as they have now through 1,600 meters come across in 4:27.64. As mentioned before, Jaden Merrick with the meet record set a year ago at 8:55.14, and he continues to lead the pace here. And the rest of the field just kind of try to stay within contact with him for now.
That time you mentioned, 8:55.14, ranks 5th on the Iowa all-time prep list. He is already committed to Colorado.
Well, one of the other benefits for the college coaches that are here for the weekend at Drake is it's kind of a mini recruiting opportunity to see some of this high-quality talent from the Midwest, and Jaden Merrick among them here as he continues to take the lead on this trip around to 2,000 meters, 3,200 the distance here for the boys. And Merrick will cross the line here with a shade over 3 laps to go.
That's Keegan Decker in the purple there from Iowa City Liberty. He was 3rd in the Class 4A cross-country championships a year ago. His best is 9:06.08.
And Decker, just a sophomore for Iowa City Liberty, as the 6 boys here seem to be among the most competitive, but not to be outdone is Elias Arbuckle of Dallas Center Grimes, who's starting to move up on the outside, and there's about, 4 or 5 other guys who are trying to get back into the mix here.
Keep an eye on the current 4th place runner. That's Nauman, who is committed with Oregon. Again, I mentioned he won the Drake Relays 800 a year ago. He was 3rd in the 1,600 a year ago and 4th in this race.
So Nauman's going to have to use that 800-meter speed if he wants to be in a position to overtake Merrick, who's trying to lead this one basically gun to tape, as he brings them now through 2,400 meters. So 2 laps to go here in this boys' high school 3,200 meters at the 2025 Drake Relays. Merrick, Zuber, Decker, Nauman, and Dunham.
That lasts 469 seconds.
Yeah, Merrick kept him at about 67.5 seconds a lap, but have slowed down just a little bit in these last 2 laps. Gearing up now for the last 600 meters, and Merrick's got a battle on his hands if he wants to defend his title, as he's got 4 guys in tow with less than 600 to go.
So Little and Patterson both went out at 6:10. They'll finish the day with best at 6:09. Caesar.
No change to the order here with Merrick, Zuber, Decker, Nauman, and Dunham.
Bell lap, let's see what happens, Paul.
So Merrick hears the bell, 68.72 on that last lap, about a second and a half, but now the racing is underway. Nauman, as you mentioned, full of run here as he has caught everyone by surprise and is flying down the backstretch. An absolute element of surprise here. Dunham of Pella now into second, but this race absolutely broken.
He's
wide
on record
open.
pace as well, Paul.
And
the
let's
record
keep
to
an
beat
eye on that
8:55.14.
8:55.14, as Mike mentioned, is the meet record set a year ago by Jaden Merrick. And Quentin Nauman showing that 2-lap speed with a blistering final lap, and he is now a Drake Relays champion and a new Drake Relays record holder, 8:52.45, a last lap of 55.75.
That ranks number 3 on the all-time Iowa State high school list. He had previously had the 4th best time in state annual history of 8:54.11 at the state meet a year ago. He lowers that time to 8:52.45.
Well, and sometimes
55.7 last lap. Yeah.
sometimes those performances, Mike, matter a lot in the context of your high school career, but is there a better feeling to run that time and win a Drake Relays?
Got to have that Drake Relays flag, Paul.
And he has one, and potentially could have more. We will see him, right, Mike, back at the 800 meters later on?
800, and he's scheduled also for the 1600, Paul.
All right, well, I like the look of the future Oregon Duck as he takes the win here in a very good boys 3,200 meters. Again, that last lap, 55.75. Dunham finishing second, Zuber finishing third, and Jaden Merrick, last year's champion, finishing in fourth in 9:02.74.
If not mistaken, I believe that's our first high school record of this weekend. We've had the field events going on, but